Hey, hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Hello. 忘记开灯. Okay, on light already. Hello, hello. Testing, testing. Can hear me? Can hear me? Comment. If you're early, help me like and share. Thank you very much. Duh, duh, duh. Okay, wait. Let me just off a few things first. Can share, can see you or not? Let me see, let me see, let me see. Wait, I need to share this. Just give me a minute. Okay. Hey, hello, hello, hello. Okay, those who just come in, settle down. Yes, long time never live already. My wife, long-term supporter. Must support one. Hey, how I share onto the timeline? Sorry, wait. 太久没有做了，不习惯了。Hey, how come here don't have the share button? Ui, what's happening? Tutup mati ah. Okay. Found. Okay, help like and share if you're here. Help me like and share if you're here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Today, just want to come up and chit chat with you all because long time never come up already. So I think some people miss me already. Some of you all miss me already. So just help me to type in the comments chat box if you're here so that I know you're here. Okay. Just a quick update lah. The market property scene, right, has been vibrant. A lot of activities, especially I think a lot of good HDBs. They're well priced. They are moving quite fast. I think from my colleagues, they have been also actively closing deals, which is very good. They are helping their customer to move on to their next planning, right? And also on my side, also I've been busy lah, right? And of course, sometimes going live, like I mentioned again, sometimes we need that energy. So sometimes the energy not right. Better to go online better lah. Because sometimes need to have that higher, need to be high a bit, if you know what I mean. Right. So for those people who been waiting for me, so sorry for the wait. Been inactive for a while. As much as possible, like I mentioned again, I want to do this daily lah. But then, like I mentioned, sometimes really need that action, effort lah. Really need effort lah. Okay. Go straight to today's sharing. Just a very quick news summary about what's happening in the market scene and all these things. Don't know whether you can see my screen or not. Okay, come. All right. So back in this Thursday, last Thursday, this one considered old news already to me, but considered maybe to you some people who not updated. Mortgage sales not likely to spike up, all right, despite the recession. Okay, so this one I zoom up already as big as I can. Okay, so what's happening here is that, right, if you can see, right, comparing to the 2019 first half, right, I think you can see the box here. Comparing to the 2019 last year, and as compared to this year after the COVID situation and all that, right, you can see that actually the numbers didn't really spike up. If you can see what is the mortgage sales that's happening and all these things, right? So the situation now is that, right, 2021, like I mentioned in my previous video, I mentioned a few times before, right, the real impact, or so-called the harsh thing, the harsh reality, right, will start to kick in, right, when the loan relief is over. All right. So personally, right, I am okay, if you listen to a lot of properties, so-called experts and gurus, right, they all have been saying that market is still vibrant, you still can buy property and all these things. So right now, there are a few ways of looking at it lah. So one thing is that maybe there will be still a pool of people, right, who has a lot of money. They are very financially savvy. They have a lot of cash in their bank account and all these things. At the same time, they do not want their cash to be eroded by inflation and all these things. So what is the next best two investment that usually people want to go for? I always mention to people, right, during times of uncertainty, people like to do what? They like to probably buy physical asset. So physical assets can be properties, it can be precious metals, right? So you can see the gold price shoot up, you can see the silver price shoot up, which is good for you if you have holdings on precious metal. And then of course, second thing is that physical property, right? A lot of people they would view this more of like a long term kind of horizon. They are not like some paper asset is easy in, easy out lah. So some people they will say that, if I can just make a quick profit from the market and all these thing, then I go in with a few thousand in make few thousand in a few weeks, that kind of thing lah. So they have that kind of mentality towards stock market. Whereas in terms of property market, right, because of the number one, a few factors in place. Number one, um, the government has been very fast in terms of reacting in helping the relief and all these things. So we are seeing that a lot of all this full scale impact, right, it's not really felt in the market yet. This is based on my opinion. Okay. Forgot to say disclaimer. Disclaimer. Today, whatever I share, right, based on my own opinion only. Okay. So if you can see, right, when there is currently three so-called big support that is helping out by the government, that is in terms of the relief. Number one, the loan deferment is one of it. Loan deferment, right, helps landlords and property owners, right, to reduce their monthly obligation, to help out in terms of their cash flow. So they are all these so-called loans. All these loans, you can see in this article written also, deferred until December 31st, last day. More than 34,000 mortgage loans now enjoy deferment of principal or interest payments or both. Which means to say, right, some people, of course, there will be a percentage of these people, right, they don't need it one, but definitely there will be a percentage of people who is really badly affected by this COVID situation. So that's when that they will be taking up this loan deferment, what's that called, scheme. So 2021, if things don't go back to normal, if our present situation, all the businesses is still stuck with all these measures in place and all these things, right? What I see in the thing is that, what I see in the situation is that the full impact will only really come in, right, or set in, right, in the 2021. So this thing, we are now having a so-called like a short holiday period in that sense, whereby people who are very savvy, who have a lot of money, they want to take advantage of the low interest rate at this moment of time, they will go into the property. And in fact, developers, in fact, a lot of homeowners, in fact, they are now actually giving discount. They do not dare to sell their prices too high up. So for people who are shopping for properties for their own needs own needs, meaning to say, like for example, next year your kids going primary school or this thing, own needs like I mentioned, even crisis or not crisis, you still need that property, you still need to buy. So why not take advantage of it, right? In the times of uncertainty, take action, make a purchase. Everything, if everything is right in terms of numbers, like I mentioned, your risk assessment, how much you need to pay every month and all these things, you need to calculate properly before you do any take any action. Like I mentioned again, right? Always people lose money in terms of property is one word, not two word, holding power. Meaning to say, if let's say today you buy at a high market, right? But if let's say you don't sell, that means you don't realize your profit, right? You don't realize your profit or loss, right? So if the market did not turn out that well, if the market dropped in terms of the prices and all these things, as long as you don't sell it, you don't realize that, you do not realize that loss lah. You know what I mean? So a lot of people is because they are either badly affected by the market in terms of loss of job, or they are going through some personal issues of their life, perhaps other motivation to sell. So they may be letting go their prices at the lower, letting go of their property prices at the lower price point because of other issues. But like I mentioned again, right, before you buy any property, right, always make sure that you are prepared to hold the property for at least the next at least 3 years lah. I mean at least until the SSD is over mah. Because at present moment for private property, I'm talking about private property. At present moment, the seller stamp duty that you are required to pay is on the first 3 years. So first year you buy, right? If you sell within the first 12 months, 12% seller stamp duty payable. Second year, 8%. Third year, 4%. So 37 month onwards, based on the exercise data, 37 month onwards, when you sell off the property, then you do not require to pay the seller stamp duty. Okay, so minimally you must be able to commit the kind of a monthly bank installment if you are going to buy that property. So it's very important that you calculate your property, you calculate your sums well lah, in that sense, before you take action. All right. So this article, right, is talking about what's happening, right? Mortgage sales is not likely to spike up, right? Despite we are confirmed already in a very bad market situation, right? At this present moment of time, right? Like I mentioned just now, right? We have what the wage support scheme supported by the government, the loan deferment, as well as the rental relief. Okay, so even in this article, they also cover more than 5,300 SME secured loans now enjoy repayment deferment, right? So even SMEs themselves, right, they have been affected, right? They are also having this loan deferment and all these things. So if let's say today, people who are looking into Singapore market, there is always two sides of it lah. One side of it, you say, wow, it's a good time to buy now because there's uncertainty. Okay, good entry to enter. Another group of people will look at the situation and say, hey, the market is haven't bottom yet. The market, a lot of people is still not realizing the reality of the situation yet. So there will be a lag. So people are saying that, oh, maybe 2020, there won't be any more good deals coming out because of all these measures. 2021, there will be more. So some people, they in fact are actually delaying their purchase until 2021, which I have always mentioned, right? Government, rather MAS, in the previous article that I shared before, they also announced that they do not want the market to crash, right? They would want to do what's that called? Soft landing, right? Soft landing meaning to say even if there's a drop, they want it to be a gentle downwards drop lah. Okay. Now there's this another article that came out, right, from Business Time, right, talking about prices in the Tonius. I don't know how to pronounce. I another learn another English word. I go and Google what Tonius mean. Okay, pricey lah, wealthy people lah. That means all the luxurious posh properties lah, right? So you can see this analyst already covered most of the things that people already know lah, or rather, if you're not aware, right, that's what actually happening in the market. So you say with the economic uncertainty and pandemic exerting downwards pressure on the prices in CCR, core central region, that means your Orchard lah, District 9, 10, 11, CBD area properties. This could be actually an opportunity time for interested buyers to evaluate properties in the prime housing district, taking into a medium and long-term view. The outlook for the property remains positive, right? So what does this mean, right? It means to say, if you are planning to hold this property for short-term basis, that means you want to speculate, maybe now the market have not really bottom yet, right? There may be opportunities, but again, all those experts who says that, so-called experts that speculate that, oh, the market haven't bottom yet, it's very, how to say, gamble is gamble. Like just like I recall a scenario. Last time DBS dropped until how much? $17. Then you go online and forum and read, right? Some experts also say, no lah, the DBS, the share price will drop until $14. You enter $14. So so there are people always having different opinions and views. So we don't really know when is the real bottom, because any piece of news that come out in the future, right, may actually affect the market sentiment. Meaning to say, like, for example, I'm just saying, for example, suddenly they announce that, oh, the vaccine has been found and the development of the vaccine is going high priority. So maybe they say, oh, target by 2021 year end, everybody will be immune by this current COVID. Maybe, yeah. I mean, if let's say this piece of news come out, then the mood or the market, right? Everybody will go back to the normal kind of sentiment, right? They will shift their mindset back to normal, right? So the present view is that we do not expect, right, as mentioned, as continue from this lady Miss Wong, we do not expect the prices to fall substantially. Developers may not have that much headroom to cut prices on the account of factors of fixed land costs and the rising construction costs. All right, so this paragraph, right, I also want to break it down and mention more about what this point is talking about. As we know, right, the COVID situation, right, has brought about measures, new measures. So developers, right, they have to cater for more housing costs for the migrant workers. All this will translate into higher construction costs, and all these delays that we are experiencing now, right, it also means that all these costs, right, it has to go to somebody, right, which is at the end consumer lah. Because for developer, right, they are not running a charity business, they are running a for-profit business. So whatever land price that they bought from the government, that one is really fixed, right? Construction costs, this COVID situation is really unforeseen, right? So a lot of all these costs, right, eventually when the developer have to do a final sum calculation and all these things, right, it will have to be factored into the into the property price as well. So my take is that in the future, right, there will be more, how to say, developers that will be taking a more cautious approach towards land bidding. However, if let's say the take up in terms of the properties is still strong, as what we have been seeing now, in fact, for the past few weeks, right, new projects, because of our property agents like us, right, we have a lot of updates in terms of the new projects. The new projects sales volume, right, in fact, is still going on very strong, and there is still a very high interest from local demand, people buying properties and all these things, right? Hey, hello, Jing. Hey, hello, hello. So if let's say eventually, right, all these so-called project has been consumed or has been exhausted, then developer they're in the business of development, meaning to say once all these properties has been already sold out, right, they will proceed on to their next phase of business, which is buy more land, and then develop, and then the whole thing start all over again. So this is the business that they are in for developers. So at the present moment, the government is also taking a very proactive approach whereby for the second half of 2020, right, they have been reducing the land supply, meaning to say there is lesser land for up for bidding, right? So all these things that at the present at the present moment, right, in the market, there is still a good supply of properties which are still waiting for consumers to be consumed, waiting for it to be consumed. But I can say based on what we have been seeing in terms of the updates, the sales has been still going on very healthy. And I always share with my good friends that, wow, Singapore, a lot of rich people, really a lot of rich people. I don't know where their money come from. But the fact of the matter is that people still view property as a very stable form of investment. And we always have to look at Singapore as a whole, as a global market. Singapore is a very open and transparent economy. So all the money from all over the world, right, they are also seeking a place to safe haven, so to speak. If let's say today, right, we have a lot of uncertainty in the market, people want to go to somewhere, park their money, somewhere safe. Where would they be, right? If let's say you're talking about Asia, there will be only that few places, right? Always, like I mentioned, um, Singapore, like it or not, we are one of the Asia strongest financial hub. There will be always attraction for people coming in to buy properties, for attractions for foreigners, right, to park money in Singapore. This is something that cannot be helped, right? So you can see, right, in the future, there will be more and more few things in mind, few things in the situation right now. There will be a lot more and more question mark in the next 3 to 6 months. But developers, or for people who have money, who have confidence of buying in terms of the present price point, and they are prepared to hold the property for the mid to long term in Singapore, right? This current situation, in fact, is going to be a very advantageous opportunity for them. Why I say so is that if you believe Singapore is still a very good and a stable country to invest in, like it or not, properties, we will we will have a lot of high demand from all these incoming foreigners, right? Singapore, even though the government has been saying that, oh, we are not targeting 6.9 million and all these things, but our infrastructure and planning, long-term planning, right, is cater for the population growth. And if there are more and more people coming into Singapore, there will be higher demand for properties, higher demands. Sooner or later, our price, our property price and all these things, right, it will still go towards a gradual upward trajectory, right? It will still be a gradual upward trend, right? Just a few things in mind. Every year we are seeing that land cost is getting higher and higher. Every year we are seeing that labor cost is higher, right? In fact, now with the COVID situation, I think not likely lah. But in fact, the government has really indicated 2021 to 2025, that period, right? GST will also be increased. So all these factors in place, right? We will be seeing that in the future, right? Property price is going to be higher, right? Then in the present scenario, right, always people want to ask, hey, what is the next best thing to do? The next best thing is always stay invested. I always share with people like, let's say if you have money on hand and you choose not to do anything to it, then number one, you already lose to inflation. That's the key thing, right? Number two, if let's say today you buy a property, right, and if you are prepared to hold it for mid to long term, right, I will still say that Singapore, right, is still a very stable and positive growth economy. In fact, a lot of newspaper article has been reporting Singapore as one of the key attraction city, whereby after the COVID situation, when things start to stable down and everything, right, people will start to evaluate and want to think that where is the so-called best country or city that they want to stay in, and like it or not, right, Singapore is one of it lah, right? Okay, so pretty much that's what I want to share for today. If let's say anyone got any questions, please feel free to type in the chat. Too long never do daily video. A bit how to say, nervous. Right. Then as much as possible, I also want to think of topics to keep you entertained lah. Like my sharing and all that, I want to keep it more information sharing, more educational based. As much as possible, I also want to make it entertaining so that people will watch that. Then as much as possible, I also don't want to do like selling of a particular project or selling for a particular unit or this thing. So if you want me to cover any topics, just feel free to type in the comments box. I will take a look at it. Then at least I know what to talk about in the next few days, right? Because thinking of topics can be quite stressed. I also don't know what to talk about because I understand people always ask the same questions again, but sometimes I keep talking about the same topic over the videos, right? Then I also feel a bit, I already covered it in the previous video, but I'm happy to do so. If you, let's say you want to ask anything about properties related things, please feel free to type in the comments box. I will look at it, and then as much as possible, I also want to share my insights. I won't say that I'm an expert, but probably just give you some ideas of what's going on in the property market lah. Okay. Then if you have not done so, if you just come in, just help me to like and share if you have benefited from this particular video. And as I mentioned again, always in every video, if you have not done so, help me go and like this page, the John Tan West region. This help me go and like this page so that every time I come online, right, you'll be notified. And then if you can't sleep at night, right, just watch a while, chit chat with me, come online, chit chat with me. Then yeah lah, okay. So for those who are watching this, whether is it live or replay, thank you very much for your support. And then if you have anything that you need my help, just feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to share with you my advice and experience. All right. So yep. Daily blessing. I give you all my daily blessing again. So coming now is August already. Very fast. Going time fly very fast. Now we are in the second half of the year already. All right. So for people who are chonging sales and all that, just stay focused in your goals and everything. All right. Most importantly, stay positive. All right. Stay positive. Be healthy. All right. Be happy. That's the most important thing. All right. Then yeah lah, make more money everyone. Okay. 花的啊。All right. Take care. Bye bye.